Hey guys, Atma Namaste, Christian Arlong, Life Enhancement Consultant, giving you a big and fat, beautiful shout out this Thursday evening, or maybe it's a Thursday morning or a Friday morning or some other time zone, or depending upon when you watch this. I want to thank you for connecting with me this time. And it's busy. It's been a busy couple days. I got a buddy coming into town. Amy, Atma Namaste. I got a buddy coming into town from Texas. I think he got enough rain, which the funny story behind that, he lives in Texas. The hurricane's coming, so he just gets on the plane and goes to Hawaii. Super smart. Like, he found the straight line approach. I really like that. And he's going to be visiting me in Colorado for the very, very first time. I've been begging and pleading for him to come out for 5 years, and he finally broke down and did it. Fulguni, what's up? Atma Namaste. How are you guys? And so going out dancing for about an hour, doing this new thing called Zouk, Z-O-U-K. A friend of mine introduced me to it. I have no clue at all what it is. Like, literally, I haven't looked it up. I haven't Googled it. Nothing. So whatever. I'll take her word for it. She says it's really fun. So going to be doing that. Then when that's done, going to be going to pick up my buddy at the airport. And then we're going to be leaving early in the morning to go to the mountains, which is amazing. If you've never been to Telluride, Colorado, I highly recommend it. Just go to good old-fashioned Dr. Google, Professor Google, type in Telluride, Colorado, and see what you find. Type in Ouray, Colorado, which is O-U-R-A-Y, right next to Telluride. And then a final one, check out Crestone, Colorado. So 3 locations. They're all very different, but they will blow your mind. They're so beautiful. So, I wanted to talk about the brain tonight. And the reason I want to talk about the brain is for a very, I don't want to say very personal reason, because I'm still more of an outsider with this particular event. But you guys know I was in Fairfield, Iowa for 2 months. I've been back in Denver for about 3 weeks, finding the place. I crashed with my friend at my friend's house, and then I'm going to be moving to a more appropriate location. It takes a while to find the right place, apparently, in Denver. And her mother has been suffering from Alzheimer's. 5 years ago, it was relatively bad. When I first met her, it was relatively bad. Now, it's on an entirely different level. So Alzheimer's is when, energetically speaking, there's not enough energy going to the brain. There's not enough energy going to the brain. So literally, I'll be having a conversation with her in the kitchen about something, and she'll turn her back to look at a plant, to look outside, to pet the dog, and then she'll look back up as though we never had a conversation, right? That's a pretty scary thing for her, and a pretty scary thing for her caretaker, her daughter, and the neighbors in the surrounding area. And that puts a tremendous amount of strain on everyone that is part of that, right? So it's a lot of suffering, it's a lot of pain. And as we understand it from an energetic perspective in pranic healing, that if someone experienced a super traumatic event in their life, very traumatic event in their life, a way that the higher soul shows compassion to the incarnated soul, or the littler soul, is to withdraw the ability of the incarnated soul to remember the traumatic event. Now, this isn't in all cases, but this is what has been noticed through experimentation, clairvoyant observation over the past 25 or so years. So Alzheimer's is like a way that the higher soul is protecting the incarnated soul, so the person doesn't remember the traumatic event. Now, what is the big deal about having a clean, healthy, and strong brain? Well, would we all consider Einstein was a relatively intelligent guy? Yes, right? Relatively intelligent. Genius level, beyond genius level. And would it be fair to say that Einstein, right brain, highly energized, left brain, highly energized, and a lot of the hemispheres working holistically, the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere working holistically. Is that fair to say? Yes. And he had a lot of energy in his brain, yes. So an indicator of somebody having a highly energized brain is how good their memory is. Relaying it back to my friend's mom, right? The brain wasn't taken care of throughout her incarnation, and now towards the end of her life, she's losing more and more and more of her awareness, more of her wits, more of her memory. And it's not that it's too late to heal her, to help her. Hey, Laura, Atma Namaste. Ada, Atma Namaste. Jason, Atma Namaste. Alex, Atma Namaste. I've been listening to the Unchain Your Brain audiobook. It's amazing. All right, so we got a resource from Alex. Check it out, Unchain Your Brain audiobook. Never heard of it before. I'm excited to look into it. Christine, Atma Namaste. So what happens on an energetic level is that the brain is fed by the sex chakra. The brain is fed by the sex chakra. Does that mean everyone who has a strong sex drive is a genius? Not necessarily. But everybody who is very intelligent and has a very good memory has a very strong, highly energized, highly activated sex chakra. So as we age, there's less and less sex energy in the sex chakra to move upwards, to feed the upper chakras and to feed the brain. Wouldn't you agree some of the most important chakras, Ajna chakra, forehead chakra, crown chakra, all feed the brain? Very, very important. So there's a technique that Master Choa Kok Sui rediscovered probably about 20 years ago at this point. And in India, it was known as the Ganesha technique. The Ganesha technique, after the Hindu god Lord Ganesh, which that's actually the name of the middle name of my son Gabriel Ganesh Long. And this technique used to be given to children in school as a punishment for not doing well in their studies. But as with all ancient teachings, there's a level of truth to it. And instead of it actually being a punishment, the technique was designed to highly energize and highly activate the brain cells, flooding them with prana so the child could focus better, have greater emotional stability and calmness, and then do their assignments. So over the years, if you've ever played the game telephone, where somebody whispers something into your ear, you whisper that thing into someone else's ear, and then you go through maybe 10, 20, 30 people, and then by the end of it, nobody, the original message has been distorted over time because people are messing with it, people are having fun with it, people didn't hear it properly, right? So think about doing that for 500 years, you're going to lose some mechanisms that make the technique work. So Master Choa rediscovered the Ganesha technique, and he renamed it Super Brain Yoga. Super Brain Yoga. You can look it up on YouTube. If you have any questions about it, I created a video for it as well to help people practice the technique, but it takes 1 minute once a day to highly energize and highly activate your brain cells. And Master Choa was saying, if you have children that practice this technique every day as 4, 5, 6-year-old children, when they become teenagers, they will be geniuses because their brains will be super, super charged with energy. And if adults practice this technique, there's a greater possibility of staving off Alzheimer's, maybe even altogether as we age. So even in your 80s and 90s, your brain cells can be highly energized and highly activated using it. So download it from your library for free. You're amazing. Super Brain Yoga. It's amazing. What's up, Eric? Atma Namaste. Fellow school buddy from back in the day. So that's what I wanted to jump on real quick with you guys tonight and just inspire you to take care of your brain. Now, there's supplements that you can use for your brain. There's certain foods that you can eat for your brain. I'm not a licensed dietitian. I'm not a nurse. I would recommend talking with a general practitioner, maybe a naturopathic doctor, maybe a dietitian, to get a better idea of like, hey, what are some foods that I can eat that are good for my brain? Or what are some exercises that I can do good for my brain? The best one that I know of, energetically speaking, is Super Brain Yoga that was developed by Master Choa Kok Sui. That's the one I would recommend. Very, very powerful technique. If you want to be emotionally calm, mentally alert, mentally sharp, and have a great memory, practice the Super Brain Yoga technique. It's excellent if you're studying, whether you're in school as a teenager or in your early 20s, or whether you're going back to school in your 40s and 50s, or you want to do professional training. You're still having to learn stuff, you're still having to memorize stuff, and also, the more you deplete your sexual energy, the less energy you have to go into the brain. Very important factor. This is more relative to men than it is to women. But the more a man releases, the less sexual energy he has to feed the upper chakras. That's why you'll notice many high-level practitioners, advanced meditators, masters in whatever spiritual discipline they're part of, they have a tendency not to release because they want to preserve and conserve that super, super powerful energy. So, Patricia says, when you need children to relax in class, yes, totally. Yeah, the Super Brain Yoga technique was practiced in Philadelphia school district for troubled children. And just the whole classroom, 25 kids in each of the classrooms would practice the technique, take less than a minute, and guess what? Their attention spans went up, their grades went up, there was less anxiety and troublemaking going on in the class from a 1-minute technique. It's brilliant. But again, as with everything that Master Choa developed and released publicly, it's brilliant. And it's also safe for the common, ordinary person to apply without causing injury. So super, super grateful to the teacher. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions about the Super Brain Yoga technique, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. You can email me at christianrlong@gmail.com. If there's anything I can do to assist you in energizing your brain and making you super smart, definitely go to my website, christianrlong.com/services, and let me know how I can serve you. I'm here to help. And then Scott's busting out the Shazam. Eric Myers, Atma Namaste. Are there any questions, comments, concerns, challenges, things that you're looking for inspiration-wise before we cut this out? And there's usually about a 15-second delay. Hey, Kathy, Atma Namaste. How are you? How are you? How are you? And so, we'll be doing the streams this coming weekend. We'll be doing the live streams from the mountains. Dun, dun, dun. That'll be pretty sweet. I'm really looking forward to that. And because I'm no longer on one of the networks, I'm not going to name any names, and I'm on a much, much, much better network, I'm not going to name any names, I should have pretty good reception in the mountains to give you guys some beautiful vistas. So that's it. Lots of light, love, and power. Thank you guys for sharing your energies. This is Christian R. Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful Thursday night, a beautiful weekend, and a beautiful life. Atma Namaste. Bye-bye.